know you get it. But there's a culture at play here, and it's a culture of violence. We shouldn't ignore it. Listen to Charles Barkley. Yes, he can try to be incendiary, but I don't think he is here. Listen to what he said about this, about why this makes sense.
I'm from the South. Whipping is, we do that all the time. Every black parent in the South is going to be in jail under those circumstances.
What you think? He raises another point. Again, there is a history and a tradition of spanking, particularly in the African-American South. Some link it to slavery. There are some very compelling historical arguments to say that this comes right out of a tradition of slavery and sort of passing down ritual violence as a form of discipline and control. That's very dangerous and very problematic, and unfortunately, that's what most of us experience. Not the discipline, I'm going to spank you with all of your clothes on with an open hand 3 times if you're 5 years old while I explain your punishment to you, which, again, I think the American Psychological Association says actually does have limited benefits, or at least not detriment. But it's going and get a stick off the tree and beating someone, and then it becomes very messy and very dangerous. I don't think culture is an excuse for bad behavior. Female genital mutilation is a cultural practice in certain countries. Stoning people is a cultural practice in many countries. So I don't accept culture as an excuse for bad behavior.
Mel, do you think you just don't get it because you're white?
No, I was spanked by my parents growing up in the Midwest, and I spanked our daughter once, and my husband took me to task and basically said, "You're not going to do that to our kids because it is lazy and it's dangerous parenting, and I don't believe in it." And he had me stop and think about it. And so the second that you as a parent have to pick something up like a wooden spoon, which was my mother's favorite instrument, or a belt or a switch or anything to hit your kid, you have crossed the line in my mind.
No wonder you're such a lefty.
I'm sure you did, Mark, but that doesn't make it. It doesn't make it okay, and there are lots of things that were culturally okay and legal in the South.
Here's the problem.
And this is one of the things that we should be adding to the list.
Here's the
not
problem.
Okay
We're
anymore.
all saying it's wrong, right? And yet the law still allows it, and it just shows that there's not progress here. And here's where I saw it. I'll end it on this. Mel, Mark, thank you very much. This weekend, I called it spanking because Adrian Peterson called it spanking. It was Saturday. Frankly, I hadn't gotten into the details enough of it yet. Then I saw the police report and the pictures, and I was like, this isn't spanking. There's no question about it. And the interesting thing was, people would say, and this goes to the root of why spanking and hitting exist in the first place. How could you call this spanking? I'd like to beat your ass. That was their response. So you don't like that someone's talking about hitting a kid, and your response is to threaten to hit somebody else. That's why it exists in our culture in the first place. It's not black, white. It's not north, south. It's violent, and it shouldn't be recognized in the law, and it is. That was a very good set of perspectives from both of you. I probably added nothing, but Mel, Mark, again, thank you very much.
Stop. You added a lot, Chris, as always.